Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. Jesus said to his disciples, "Be watchful, be alert. You do not know when the time will come. It is like a man traveling abroad. He leaves home and places his servants in charge, each with his own work, and orders the gatekeeper to be on the watch. Watch, therefore. You do not know when the Lord of the house is coming, whether in the evening or at midnight or at cockcrow or in the morning. May he not come suddenly and find you sleeping. What I say to you, I say to all. Watch." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Good afternoon. We're beginning a whole new church year today. First Sunday of Advent. Doesn't that give us sort of a good sense? Don't you like to start new things? Yeah. Life goes on. In our gospel, Jesus is speaking to us about the time he's going to return. Now, we celebrate the first coming of Jesus at Christmas. But Jesus wants us also to be watchful and alert for his return, his second coming. But this is sort of a tall order. Why? Because we usually associate Christ's second coming with the end of the world. And the end of the world just doesn't seem quite that imminent. If we associate the coming of Christ for us at the time of our death, well, no, it's a little easier to get a handle on that. But either way, Jesus is saying to us, don't just sit back and worry or wonder about when he's going to return. Watch, be watchful and alert. In our gospel, the master, when he leaves home, places his home in charge of his servants, each one to do his work. You and I are those servants. Jesus is saying to us today, keep working. Don't get idle. Don't just wait. Keep working at whatever your job is, even though it may not seem to be, particularly religious. He's talking to nurses, construction workers. He's talking to teachers. He's talking to lawyers. He's talking to every one of us, to keep working at what we are doing. Because we're not only earning a living, but we are all still serving God and people in various ways. Now, I'm reminded of an old story about some kids who were playing in the Catholic school playground, and they looked up. Guess what? They saw Jesus coming. So they ran to the parish office, to the secretary, and told her. And she looked out the window, and then she burst into the pastor's office and said, "Jesus is in our playground and he's headed to the office. What shall we do?" The pastor looked out the window, and he grabbed his car keys and his sick call set, and he said, "Look busy." Jesus is not trying to surprise us by his coming for us. Doesn't want us to get panicky and try to look busy, We don't have to worry about those things. Jesus wants us to keep living and to live life to the full and to continue serving people in their need. That's the way that we are watchful and alert and ready for the coming of Jesus at any time. This last week, I was visiting with a man. I'm going to see him again after this Mass, in fact. A man who's died of cancer. And I asked him, do you have any unfinished business? And I asked him, do you feel ready to stand before Jesus? Now, I think those are questions that you and I should be considering and answering if we're going to be watchful and alert for the coming of Jesus. We've got busy, busy days ahead of us, getting ready for Christmas. Everything's involved in that. But that's all good. Let's do it. But in doing it, in our busyness, let's not forget we're preparing not only for Christmas, we're preparing for something else too. And if we are prepared for that, we are going to enjoy this Christmas with full joy and peace.